You're good.
All right. Ready? Awesome. So I think it'd be very, very impactful to have adults within the church that are involved in missions to have meaningful relationships with teenagers, especially those that are outside of the youth ministry realm. Because one, it introduces teenagers to the rest of the church at large, and not getting isolated within the youth ministry. But I've seen these firsthand, that introducing them to other adults who are part of missions, and with the testimonies they hear, and talking about what God has been doing, and introducing them and really inviting them into that part of ministry, can be an easy way to introduce them, and then thus God using that to really give them a heart for missions. And so really, at the end, to summarize that, if you will, it is to by way of adults involved in mission or ministries within the church, to build relationships with teenagers, and thus inviting them into missions work itself.
Yeah, I think along the same lines, have a variety of amount of like different trips and styles of trips and things like that for the teenagers, whether internationally, stateside, or even in the local community, and just allow the students to just be able to just see the world and just see the needs out there for the gospel, because I think everybody shared just how God used a different mission trip or some sort of trip like that to really just spur on our faith and just really grow and challenge us. So I think just having those different trips, if they're not already there, would make a huge difference for the level of the students' hearts for the nations when they graduate.
And going off all of that, I think what can help our teenagers have a heart for the nations is a variety of culture exposure. I know with my own experience, that can be having them work with the homeless population or different service projects, just so they can see different demographics and different cultures, and just become socially aware of the world that's around them that isn't just in their bubble, getting them out of their bubble. Anything that opens their eyes to what's not their norm. And I also think, just going off of what teammates said, is just also mission trips. Anything from small to large. We live in Texas. Texas and Tennessee have the biggest refugee populations, if I'm not mistaken, in the US. And so just in our backyard, we can have them exposed to different people groups, and we don't have to get on an airplane to do it.
Yeah, and I think going off of that as well, just with exposure, like cross-cultural exposure, I think something that youth ministries can do to kind of help create uh, students with a heart for the nations, is just trying to get every single student within a ministry to go on a mission trip. Because I think that's so vital, because it has that cross-culture exposure. If you have a mission trip going to inner city Houston, like there's so many uh, cultures there, and if you go on a mission trip to Canada or Mexico or somewhere South America, somewhere overseas, like you're being exposed to the mission, or to other cultures. And so if we try to get a student to go on at least one mission, and other, like the church I used to go to, one international mission, that would definitely kind of hammer in the exposure of like other people aren't as uh, blessed as I am with the church that I go to. And so by my doing work elsewhere, it increases my knowledge of the need that other places have, and my knowledge of this is like something that this is how we do the Great Commission, is we share the gospel, and we help those. So I think that's just something that would help create students of heart for mission.